Handy that we got a little setup of beers going early doors. Is it working? Mic check.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, it is. We're good.
Is it live?
It's live. We're live. This is actually going in.
Oh, and we've got no editing software, so
No. And the birds are singing. So I've actually, this is going to be completely unscripted. However, I have wrote a little bit to introduce the episode, and I can't find it because so new beginnings like when winter slowly transitions into spring, new beginnings like when they brought Star Wars back twice, new beginnings like when Michael Jordan went, I'm back, new beginnings like when you've just organised your desktop, new beginnings like when you've opened up a new pack of butter and you dip that knife in for the very first time. New beginnings like when Michael Jackson went from black to white.
Oh no.
New beginnings like when you drop out of uni and then you go back.
Oh shit.
New beginnings like when they bring the Prem back and Liverpool finally win the Premier League. New beginnings like when the Up the Boys podcast becomes the Two Jacks One podcast.
You
and we all lived
that
happily
one through,
ever
have
after.
you?
No. I think that's a good start, mate.
Ah,
I actually thought that was I wrote that this morning in the shower.
You've definitely Googled
I didn't.
New Beginnings poem and then altered it to your own life.
I didn't actually. Although, yeah.
Hello, welcome to the new podcast.
Hi, my name's Jack, and with me I have Jack. That's why it's
Jack.
called. That's our names. They're our government names. However, we tend to only answer to our nicknames, which are Morg and
Blake.
There you go. See, this is an excellent start already. I actually feel really good about this.
I feel like people know us already.
Yeah, I mean, we did Up the Boys podcast. You did a few episodes. I did I did all of them. It was my thing. But basically, I've realised that there's obviously if coronavirus has taught me one thing, it's there's more to life than football.
Yeah. And
I realised that.
I thought you were going to be all sentimental and talk about friendship and
No.
gay stuff like that.
Nah, not quite. But I realised that we're doing the Up the Boys podcast, and no girls are going to listen to that because one, it says boys in it.
Yeah.
So unless it was sexy boys or
that
could spark some female interest, and I thought, you know what, let's do something else. So then I was probably at work on Thursday.
Yeah. And
I just had an idea. I was like, you know what? Blake's doing nothing with his life most of the time. I'm definitely not most of the time.
Not the fact that I was a brilliant guest on the previous podcast.
Yeah, I mean...
And we used to say some outrageous things on that.
We had to edit them out, and now we haven't got editing software, so now we can't. But if you do, it's tough. It's tough, isn't it? But there you go. There's another We were good at them as well.
I feel like any listeners should keep an check.
If someone did that would be actually really cool. I don't expect anyone to. I'm just happy to someone to listen, let alone to start pointing out how many times you say certain words.
We've got one guaranteed listener in Holly Eldridge. She will listen.
Holly Eldridge. Shout out to Holly. Shout out to anyone who works for the NHS.
Frontline staff.
Frontline staff. You can't say that, mate. Right, no. Right. The clapping was actually cool first week.
Yeah.
And then, Tories just used it as a bloody.
We're not making this political.
No, we're not. But that's it. We're going to stop there. But yeah, I think it was a bit patronising.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on
Fair
that.
Enough.
But God, what else? Oh, fucking hell. A lot's happened, hasn't it? It's just life is pretty mad. And it's constantly changing, and it's so weird that coronavirus has affected the whole world. And there's not often stuff like that happens, because even World War II, I don't think that affected South America that much. Really?
I have no idea where you're going with this trail of thought.
Me neither, mate. Let me just refer to my phone, because that's got the list of things that we can talk about. So I've sort of done the Two Jacks to One podcast rebrand. Basically, we thought there's more to life than football. I'd like to talk, despite this might sound weird, but I actually like other stuff than football.
Yeah, I can talk about other things. Not
yeah,
very
so
but
we can talk about other things. So music, just life in general, our separate university experiences.
So it could be just considered our unique view on the world.
Yeah.
If people enjoy our ramblings, then feel free to listen along.
Exactly. So first of all, thanks for getting.
It's more of an excuse
almost
for
3
me and you
minutes
to
in.
just talk once a week and just waffle on.
Yeah, but it's important to talk. I think if anything,
Yeah.
coronavirus has taught the importance of conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't be able to talk to anyone in person by the end of this because I spend most of my time. The person I speak to most nowadays is an 18-month-old little girl she is the best.
Just for clarity, it is his daughter, and he's not a weirdo.
Oh God.
Just in case people start to get worried.
Yeah. So yeah, and she's the best. And I think that's.
I'm not taking it to heart. I thought I was his best friend, but whatever.
Yeah, and
that will be raised separately off the podcast.
That's something else we can talk about during this. Like, I'm going to talk about certain things involved with fatherhood.
I can't really get involved with that, I know.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true actually, mate. Yeah.
So that might just be Morg doing a monologue.
But yeah. First of all, I guess, how are you, Blake? How are you doing?
Not too bad. I'm down in Poole at the moment. Normally live in London.
Yeah.
It's pretty torrid up there. It ain't fun.
It's just
especially when you live out of a box room.
It's the wild, wild west.
Especially when you live in the heart of southeast London, and it is not the nicest place in the world. But I wouldn't change it for the world because I feel like I'm a local now.
It was your choice.
It was my choice.
There you go.
And the rent is dirt cheap for London prices, so here we are. But no, I can't moan. It's nice to come back and visit. But yeah, here we are. How are you, Morg?
I'm fine. I've been back to work about a week or so now, so...
It's pretty mad that you're in the office, though. Is it just you?
No, there's 4 other people, but I went by choice because my internet just couldn't hold up, and it was just basically shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
Total shit, and I get distracted quite easily as it is.
Yeah,
so you put me in
what you were doing then. See, no denial. His poor internet. You know what that really means.
Isn't it mad that you can't watch that sort of content on your phone on the data?
Can you not?
It doesn't let me, unless I've got like child settings on my phone, which would be annoying at the age of 25. But yeah, sometimes when you're in the bathroom, especially, the Wi-Fi just doesn't quite do the job. But
there's parental
hopefully, no one sort of my family
will listen to this.
Listens to this. Because that's already too much information. But apart from that, I was on furlough for 8 weeks. That was fun. Spent 8
see,
solid
I haven't
weeks
had
at Juniper.
that, but
oh yeah, of course.
I get a bit annoyed at people, and I'm probably going to upset some people here, but it's fine. It's what I'm here for. People moaning about furlough need to shut up. It really winds me up. I've had a pretty torrid time recently myself, and I've had to work continuously all the way through it. Do you not think I bloody wanted 8 weeks off?
But in a sense, that's probably a good thing because you don't.
Yeah.
You're in a position where you
for
were
the
sort
first
of,
couple of weeks, I needed a distraction.
Yeah.
Just for clarity, I don't mind talking about it, but my mother passed away, which is the experience that we're talking about.
But no, we can talk about that at a later date anyway.
Yeah, we can
like,
go into a bit more depth
in
about
depth because I think
a grief episode would be handy.
The way I look at it, like how I want to open up, even talk about being a dad and sort of the other things that are sort of at the moment changing. I think if one person listens and that sort of helps them,
then
I think it's
doing
worth
a good
it.
job.
I think it's worth it, 100%.
Yeah, we can do all sorts. Just for clarity, I feel like we will have a better structure going forward in future episodes.
I don't think we necessarily will need structure.
Just ramblings.
Ramblings, yeah. I mean, we're doing alright so far.
Yeah. If anybody's still listening, thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, so far so good, I'd say. But I feel like I cut you off.
That's alright. Yeah, no, it just annoys me how people moan about having a holiday, and I know it's not as simple as having a holiday because you don't know if you've got a job to go back to.
Yeah,
but the people that pretty much know they're going to work eventually but are like, oh, well, I'm bored, then
yeah, definitely. I mean,
piss off.
I understand people who, especially when the lockdown was strict, people who couldn't do anything and had to stay in and weren't working. Like,
Yeah.
I used the time really well because obviously I was with Juniper every single day, so I wouldn't have changed that for anything. And she just started
it's good
walking,
family time for you.
so it's great. Like, felt, and I'm never gonna have that chance again.
Yeah,
To have 8 weeks off.
unless you go on the dole.
Yeah, but
There's always a possibility with you.
I've never been on the dole. Have I?
Fair enough. No.
Unlike other people in this podcast.
Bollocks. 'Cause there's only me.
Yeah, so you.
I was waiting to go travelling. I couldn't do anything else. It just made sense.
That makes it sound even worse, mate.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of it. Come at me.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as I can see my daughter, talk to my mates, have a all day every quarter, and now do this podcast, I'm watch football. I'm pretty
set with life.
I'm a pretty simple guy.
It's the little things.
The amount of
keep
people,
you going.
Oh yeah, simple. He is. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing that's obviously kept us occupied during lockdown. Which obviously I know it's a sort of, I'm not going to say a passion because that sounds a bit silly. Just censoring myself there, filtering even, is basketball. So everyone's been watching the Last Dance documentary. If you haven't watched it, I'd highly recommend it. But basically,
best sports documentary of all time.
I'd agree, yeah. And I would also say that Michael Jordan is the best sportsman of all time.
See, I've got
Who?
No.
Who though? Who?
Muhammad Ali. Because he done, in terms of pure talent, no. I think there's been more dominant people in other sports. Because you could say Usain Bolt, world record holder of 100 metre sprint.
Yeah.
Most dominant of all time.
But Michael Jordan, he won 3 championships.
6.
No, he won 3 championships.
Oh, and then retired.
He won 3 championships, went off and played baseball.
Which he was very good at.
Yeah, so there you go. He's just good at everything.
Yeah.
And then won another 3 championships. And like his drive and determination, like everything, like I
think he's probably, I could agree he's probably the best or the fiercest competitor ever. But I feel like the documentary, the only criticism I could have is that they tried very hard to portray him in a harsh but fair light. Like,
obviously that wasn't coming out.
No,
unless...
but you like, if you read between the lines, you could tell he was a fucking arsehole.
Definitely, but
he was.
Do you reckon his teammates care? Now they've got.
Well, I feel like Horace Grant has something to say about the whole situation.
Yeah, but
he's the one that got done for snitching.
Yeah, but you can't keep everyone happy.
No, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking him for it. I just feel like it wasn't. I think they could have been a bit truer at how nasty he actually was. Like, for God's sake, he punched Steve Kerr in the face.
That's brilliant. And Steve Kerr, I thought was an absolute Joey until like
he gets
2 episodes from the end, and I was like,
until he gives a story about his dad.
Yeah, and then how he hit that shot, and I can't remember what game or whatever, but that shot he hit was
game
like
6 of something.
It was like, oh. But quick question: do you think Jordan would have won 6 championships if he didn't have Scottie Pippen?
No.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
No, because it's quite well known that Scottie Pippen was the second best player in the league.
Yeah.
For those first 3 championships.
Definitely, 100%. And then obviously,
from my point of view, it's been very interesting because I really liked basketball before this whole documentary.
Yeah.
And you didn't. You
I
didn't have anything to do with it.
No, the thing is with that is I've always sort of, from outside, I've always looked at it and gone, that looks quite cool.
But it's a bit complicated to get into.
I've never really given it the time.
Or
because I haven't had the time. So
Yeah.
also, I think the documentary came out. NBA 2K20 was down to £4.
No,
I was on furlough.
that's a convenience, isn't it?
It was the perfect storm, really. Which
But
is
yeah,
why
anyway,
now I'm
like,
into it.
but we have very different views before the documentary, and I found it very interesting how it has gripped a lot of people like yourself to then
Perfect though. It's crazy they've
To
had that
take
footage since
a
the 90s as well.
a massive interest
Oh, definitely.
in basketball since. Like, now you've admitted you'll watch basketball going forward.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm like, if I get my teeth into something, I'm all in.
There was a joke there, but I didn't make it.
I'm all in. So, but this leads me on to the D-man, D-Rod.
I was wondering what on earth you were saying.
Oh, actually, quickly before we talk about Dennis Rodman, who's a legend.
Yeah.
One thing in the documentary made me like, because they were all smoking cigars, and I was thinking, wow, they look fucking cool. So I got some petrol in my car the other day, and then
You brought some cigars.
I was basically rehearsing it in my head. You would have thought I was 17, trying to buy some fags. I went in there, and I went, all right, mate. Can I have some cigars, please? And he was like, what ones do you
Wait,
want?
hold on. I can almost guarantee you stuttered at least 4 times in that sentence.
Yeah.
Hello, mate.
Hello,
Can I get some cigars, please?
please, sir. Can I have some? And then he looked at me and he was like, what cigars? Because I worked in the petrol station. I know they have to. You can't show them what's behind the counter now because obviously they don't want to encourage it. And I was like, I'll be honest, mate. Because this is the one my dad goes to, and for some reason my dad calls the guy who works in the petrol station handsome, and then that's how they know. So I basically
Shout out Craig Morgan.
I went in there and basically dropped the big C-bomb in there. I went, my dad's Craig. He calls you handsome. He drives the red Honda Civic.
Wait, did he call it to his face? Does he walk in and go, hello, handsome?
Yeah. And then apparently they called each other handsome. So it's weird, mate.
That was fucking weird.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was it. And he was like, handsome. You're handsome's son. And I was like...
Why have you done a slight Chinese accent with that?
Because I just wanted to do an accent of any sort. The guy isn't Chinese. He isn't anywhere near there, actually. Yeah. But yeah, so he was like, okay, have some cigars. And I said, they're for my dad. And then he gave me some. So look, I thought they were going to be the big fat ones.
Let's have one. Let's
Yeah,
try
we
one
can have one at the end.
Why can't we have it during?
Have you got a lighter?
No, that's awkward.
Right.
We'll have to have one at the end.
No, I can as long as you fill the space in the time and talk, I'll grab the lighter I've got for my hob.
All right.
And we can. And then
what do I talk about?
you can talk about whatever you want, mate. You're a co-host now, so I'm not there to hold your fucking hand.
Brilliant. So thank you to my lovely co-host for leaving me and dropping me in it there. So yeah, hope everybody's having a good time. He's actually got a fat, weird lighter thing. Oh, you light your hob with that? For listeners, obviously, it's not a video thing.
Make sure you do the right end.
Yeah. Oh, this is dead silence now, and it ain't great.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that awkward moment. I'm not used to him dropping me in it like that.
Well, I thought, you've got to grow up, mate.
I do have to grow up
When it
I
comes
feel
to
like.
doing podcasts. Obviously,
This is the first one.
I've got the past where I did the student radio and stuff, so I'm used to chatting shit.
Our very own Ginger Greg James.
Young Chris Evans. Without the nonciness. Because he definitely did some nonsense stuff in the 90s.
Who hasn't?
Not me, I was 6 at the end of the 90s.
Where were we anyway?
Right,
Talking about Dennis Rodman.
we did the cigar thing, and now we're smoking cigars, which is cool. I actually feel pretty cool right now.
Beers, cigars. Actually, No beers, just cigars.
It's fine. She won't listen anyway. It's cool.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Dennis Rodman. So what I've slowly started to realise with sport in general is obviously I love the spectacle of sport. I love watching sport, especially love watching sport down the pub with my friends. But I also I love to buy into...
That in itself is a sport.
Yeah, I love to buy into personalities.
Yeah, everybody's drawn to a big personality. You think Jack Morgan, you think Jack Blake. Big personalities.
Big, massive, mate. Massive. But yeah, I mean, if you think about how Dennis Rodman was moving in the 90s, and then you look at all the lil rappers today...
Yeah,
tell you what,
I've read a few things about that.
Dennis Rodman walked so young Thug could run.
Yeah, like wearing dresses.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you can
And
understand.
he's a legend. Like Madonna offered him 20 million to get her pregnant, and then there's that story in the Last Dance where he basically goes off after a game straight there. She flies him out somewhere. He does the ting, and obviously she didn't get pregnant. I think he's pretty gutted about it because
20 mil is a lot of money.
20 M's is huge.
Yeah, who's turning that down?
She didn't get pregnant, and in the end she had to adopt some kids from Africa.
So we need to be careful with this part.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah,
That's facts.
yeah.
But yeah, there's one particular... The interesting thing about him is how he lived his life. So how he would play a game and then do an hour on the treadmill, at least. And then he would go out all night and then be up at training the next day.
And you definitely know drug testing was not what it is today.
Yeah. Nah, but,
So you could assume there was some Class A's being consumed.
Oh, 100%. When you mentioned that before, I thought you meant sports enhancing
Oh, no.
drugs.
Because now they are tested for cocaine, anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, this might be slightly controversial, but I think athletes that get done for doing recreational drugs, I think that's so stupid. As long as they're not sports enhancing, if anything, they should be given credit.
Yeah, I can understand that point of view. I don't think the league, whoever tests, would agree, but...
Yeah, but I think they need to... If anything, they shouldn't be punishing players that do that sort of thing.
Like Jamie Vardy and the snus incidents.
Not even that. Jake Livermore got
Coke.
done for doing coke, but obviously he was going through a very difficult stage in his life at the time.
Was he?
His son died, or he had a little baby that died.
Sometimes you just need a line to get you through it.
Exactly. So I think if anything they should be highlighting this and then just giving them the help they need.
Well, yeah, because he's obviously going through a mental health crisis at the time, and I don't say drugs are the answer, but they can help in those situations.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah, there's a reason why so many people sort of would gravitate to that sort of...
So it's an escape.
Definitely, 100%. I mean, I'm not... Obviously, the whole drug conversation, I'm not sure how... With my future career aspirations, I'm not sure how into that I should go.
Out to the general public, and any future employer could be listening.
That'd be crazy, though. Yeah, I mean, I've never done anything that I've
regretted.
Not regretted, but you know what I mean. Just that I wouldn't be able to reason if I had to.
Yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Basically. So we've done the Last Dance. Do you have anything to add on that?
No, go my only criticism, I think.
Yeah. So the Prem's back.
Big news. As obviously we did describe earlier that we won't be talking solely about football, but unfortunately for the ladies
it's unavoidable.
listening,
It's unavoidable.
it will be mentioned.
What
probably.
I might do is I might timestamp it so they can skip. They can skip to whatever we talk about next.
More general shite.
Mhm.
Nice.
But
yeah, I've got mixed feelings, and it's not because I'm a bitter Arsenal fan and we're going nowhere at the moment. Because I did watch the Bundesliga when it came back, and I gave it a fair chance. But, and nobody can disagree with me, it was absolutely dead. It was awful.
It's not dead. I mean, it's a bit dead, but
it's better than nothing.
Exactly.
I can agree
there you
to
go.
that.
That's
the key issue, and nobody appears at the moment that it's causing any health concerns.
There you go. Exactly.
Like today, it got announced they've done another round of testing and nobody came back.
None.
So it means it's working because they've gone from like 4 to 3 to 1 to nothing.
Let's be honest. Like even the 4 out of 900 to nothing, and that's good.
I wouldn't say it's nothing.
It's nothing. It is nothing.
Well, it's not. It's 4 out of 900. Nothing would be 0.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, in the grand.
Yeah,
scheme of
overall,
things.
and they've contained it, which is the main thing. So it shows the techniques that they're using is working, which is great.
Yeah, I mean,
I do feel for like people like Troy Deeney. He's got a sick kid.
Yeah. I mean, that's I'm actually a big fan of Troy Deeney. You're an Arsenal fan, so you don't like him.
No,
let's be honest.
got no cojones.
He dug your boys out, and he was right. And
but then he missed a pen, so it all went away.
Yeah, but
First pen check ever saved for Arsenal. Just a little FYI, stat man.
But yeah, I mean that's just one isolated incident though, and even he's up for it now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I haven't read that yet.
He's gone back to training.
Oh, okay. So basically, what he was saying was a load of shite. So yeah, brilliant.
Not shite, but I think it came out.
Do you know what I reckon it was? Watford said we're probably not going to pay your wages if you don't come back.
Oh, definitely.
So he's
definitely
gone,
a little bit of that.
Oh, bugger.
I think what they've done is, I think they probably thought, oh, you know what, other players might come out and support this, and if they do, then we might have a little case here. And then, as it looked like the season,
the only other person was N'Golo Kante.
Yeah.
But even he's gone back now as well.
Which, once again, it's fair enough, you know.
Yeah.
But like, no offence to Troy Deeney and N'Golo Kante, the league can't stop because of them.
No, there's no one player is bigger than the league.
Exactly. So it's just sort of got to sort of play on, and there you have it.
And I've given more banter because I knew it wound him up, and I said
It didn't wind me up that much. Admit it. You know, you didn't get the rice you wanted.
No,
you know me,
which is why I kept going for a while. And I tried, and I got a few nibbles, but it wasn't anything major. And I kept saying we should just void the league, but I never actually thought that all along.
Yeah, but the thing is, the way I look at it, because I admit it's when we do win it, because we're gonna win it.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna have the same buzz. Like the way I reacted
There's always going to be
after we won the Champions League final.
As soon as
Divock Origi the ball hit the back of the net, I blacked out. I actually blacked out.
Sheer ecstasy.
I can't remember anything. Like, I may as well have done ecstasy because I just could not remember a thing.
It's always going to be. It's not going to be remembered for the year that you won the first Prem.
This is the thing though. In 10, 20 years time, whatever. You just look at like the record books. The record books, yeah.
And it's only going to have Liverpool.
And it's going to be 18-19 Liverpool won the Champions League. 19-20 they won the Premier League, and then hopefully whatever happens next season we sort of build on that. So in reality, obviously, I mean Twitter football banter's fucking pretty dead anyway.
Yeah,
like, I do love getting rises out of people sometimes when I'm like up for it.
When you're bored.
When I'm
Nothing
bored,
better to
yeah.
do.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, I'm looking forward to football being back, and I know I slated the Bundesliga, but I didn't have much interest in it before.
Well, it's because you're just not emotionally invested. You don't know all the players. And
I described it to a few family members that I will sit down and watch Arsenal, and it won't be the same, but it is better than nothing, which is the key aspect.
100%. This is it. This is as long as you've got some football to watch, it's the main thing.
So yeah, what's next on the agenda?
So next on the agenda is my clutch on my car is a little bit was a little bit knackered. So there's a part of it called the clutch slave that basically
the clutch slave.
Yeah, that's the
this,
term.
1500s.
Oh god, that's the terminology the mechanic used, and it made me think. And I think a lot of people would be able to relate to this. You won't, because you haven't got a fucking car, but
that's a choice.
Yeah,
not a forced thing.
You just care about the environment. Go with that. I feel fucking hopeless around mechanics. I could go to a garage and be like, something's not quite right with my car.
Yeah.
And a job that costs £100, they could look at me and go, he hasn't got a fucking clue.
400 quid, please.
400. And
that's
like,
bad, and that's why mechanics get a bad rep, because I don't particularly like them because of the way that they treat females.
Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't even say females, because people like me, they see a fucking mile off.
Yeah, I think on a law of averages, they do fleece young females more than men that are slightly ginger and don't really look like they know what they're doing with a car. And I just don't like it because, I don't know, it's just a weird one. I've probably pissed off a load of mechanics if they ever listen.
Well, I've pissed off personal trainers before, but no one would have listened, so that's cool. But yeah, I just I've got him actually saved now in my phone as Carman.
Carman.
Because if anything ever goes wrong with my car,
he's getting the nod.
He is the man that I'm going to contact. So, and he's I don't know. I won't drop any names obviously, and he won't listen. But he wasn't that friendly.
No, I did receive a video of you videoing him, giving some abuse, I think, or something like he doesn't speak a lot, and you were whispering, but you were indoors, and he was outside.
I know, but I realised I had the door open. I was like, maybe he's got really good ears,
supersonic hearing.
Yeah, so I was like, but I said it's a bit quieter. But yeah, he was alright. I did actually he was so serious. I think he was a bit stressed. His wife was a teacher, so she's been working all the time.
Yeah.
And I think he's been doing 2 days a week, so money's probably a little bit tight. Well, have that be known, I gave him 120 quid for 10 minutes work, but obviously he had to buy the part as well. Yeah,
that probably cost him like 30 quid from the wholesalers.
Man, you know what? My car runs now, so I don't care.
That's amazing.
My car's pretty good, so I haven't had to do much to it, apart from buy some new wheels.
I'm also going to shout out to mechanics in general.
Shout out to mechanics. We could do some shout outs, So we could do shout out to mechanics. Shout out to my mechanic, Carman. Pew, pew, pew. Shout out to, I don't know, young dads. Pew, pew, pew. Shout out to the Prem being back. Pew, pew, pew. Shout out to single mums. Pew, pew, pew.
Single mums.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's hard work.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Why not say single parents? Why? Because you're a single dad. Oh.
Yeah.
Awkward.
But no. I mean, she's at the stage now where she's like pretty not easy, but she's like sound. I mean, like the women who have to bring up the child the first year on their own. Like, shout out to them. Pew pew pew. Shout out to NHS staff. Pew pew pew. She's the best. She's so lovely. You're so lucky to have her, Blake.
She's lucky to have me.
Yeah. I just realised I hose pipes. I don't know why I've done that. But yeah, we are in the garden, by the way. Do we even say that at the start?
No.
Oh, I've got something.
Probably had some birds chirping and assumed.
Oh wait.
That's the animal birds, not our female groupies. Just for clarity.
A groupie podcast. I'll tell you who's going to have some groupies to his podcast. Ed Cunningham. Now, he's going to have some groupies.
Big shout out.
This would be a test actually to see if he actually listens.
Yeah,
I listen to all of his, so if he's got this far in and he's read this, Ed, if you've made it this far, just drop me a message, babe.
Or maybe give us a shout out on your next podcast.
Yeah, a need to read.
Yeah, there we go.
Which I'm into it. I think,
and it's weird because you can't even read.
I can fucking read. I'm gonna do history at Open Uni. Hopefully I can fucking read.
Yeah.
It's holding my boxes. That's weird.
Oh, brilliant.
I feel like there's so much more we were going to talk about, but it's just fucking gone now, which isn't great.
No,
but we have talked about a fair. We've done a fair.
It's been a good intro episode.
We've done a fair stint, haven't we?
Introducing people to the rebrand.
The rebrand. Oh, the question.
Oh,
How
yeah.
the fuck could I forget? So, my good friend Indiana, who I absolutely adore, he is gonna have a feature, because we used to do student radio at Brighton together, even though we were at Hastings, but we went to the University of Brighton. He's gonna ask us a question each week. So here's the question. Hopefully it's loud enough. If it's not, well, I'll just have to repeat it at the end.
G'day, mate. It's back in Indy here, out in Australia, and I want to ask you a question. Would you rather have 6 cans of K-cider with Kylie Minogue, or a bottle of gin with Gaza? That's the question.
I feel like he was made for that part. So if that doesn't come out very well and it's a little bit distorted, he basically said, would we rather drink 6 K-ciders with Kylie Minogue or a bottle of gin with Gaza?
See,
Pros and cons for both.
no,
for
I've got
you.
some opening points
Right.
before we even delve into it,
Yeah.
because I'm a bit of a detail-orientated person.
Yeah.
So when he says a bottle of gin with Gaza,
Gaza's got that and we've got none.
have we got mixer?
But the thing is that what I was just thinking, because I was definitely gonna pick Gaza because
Yeah.
I love Gaza, but unless we've got a bottle each.
Then it's not going to go round enough, because Lord knows Gaza's seeing that off on his own.
Yeah. Bless his heart.
I've met him 3 times, Gaza. My little claim to fame.
I've seen him once.
Because I used to work in a betting shop. Shout out, Ladbrokes.
You're ratting him out. You're a snitch.
Nah, it was a good thing. He did lose quite a bit, but when he won, he was a very, very good tipper. He'd always leave a tenner on the counter.
Are you allowed to accept tips?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
I was never allowed to accept tips at Tesco's.
Why would you get tipped at Tesco's?
Christmas.
Oh, really? You weren't allowed to accept them?
I tell you what. Now I don't work there. I'll tell you. It's actually another petrol station story. But we'll do this and then I'll mention it if I can remember.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we have to assume we've each got a bottle of gin and mixer with Gaza, just to add to the ease of the question.
Yeah. We've got a bottle each.
And there's no contest.
I would be tempted, if we were to pick Gaza, to get Gaza in the garden and do a podcast with him.
Yeah.
He's managed by a business based in Poole, where I live.
Yeah.
So, in theory, he's not actually that far out of reach.
Yeah, I just
And-
worry how much it might cost us to get an appearance.
Oh, don't worry about the money we'll get. I don't know.
Harry Cornick sponsored.
No. We're not like that.
We're not sellouts.
We're not like that. I won't push my nan down the stairs or something.
You shouldn't joke about this.
When I wanted to go travel in Southeast Asia, and I actually threatened to push her down the stairs.
Is this the nan I met?
Yeah, a little
Ah,
bit.
she would have taken that one well.
Yeah, she bat me off, and she was like, well, "Grandad's got all the money." I was like, "Well, you can go down too."
But yeah, Gaza would be the one.
Gaza, yeah. I mean, let's not dismiss Kylie Minogue completely.
All she's going to tell stories
As long as
about
she
is
wears
sucking Jason Donovan's dick.
Wow. As long as she wore that white thing with the hood from that video in the mid 2000s.
Oh yeah, what song was that? You're the one that likes music more than me.
I can't remember, but my dad used to watch that video. I have vivid memories
Did he
when
have
I
a
was.
pillow over his lap?
He probably did.
That
The
dirty
dirty dog. Oh my god.
But I think it's quite unanimous, and
Yeah, Gaza.
if you like football, it's always going to be Gaza
Yeah, Gaza's
in a
just,
park
Gaza's
by the fountain, more than likely.
Gaza's fucking legendary. Let's
Yeah.
be honest.
He was a
Fucking
good bloke.
legend.
I always liked it when he came in the shop at 9:30, and he was pissed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just it had to be Gaza. So Gaza Indy. We look forward to your question next week.
Yeah.
Which we're gonna. This is it. Upward Boys podcast. We did like 7 episodes in like 5 months, which is fucking shit ratio. So we're aiming for one a week, and if we fall slightly short, we'll still have a decent amount out.
It's more so just to keep me and Morg sane.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I don't particularly care if people listen or not.
Me
I just
neither.
like having a chat with my friend, really.
Yeah, same really.
And if people want to listen to our little ramblings, then feel free.
And then, obviously, we got the unique thing where, obviously, people take memories of pictures. Like, they use pictures for memories. I guess we could actually listen to these in like 10 years' time.
Wow.
And be like, oh.
That's a very good point.
We could just remember, like, just memories would come back, which I think is quite
It's
cool.
awkward because I don't like the sound of my voice, so I don't actually listen back. I just click play so you get the listen. And
Well, I don't have that issue. I fucking love it.
So, yeah. But maybe we could distort my voice one day. And I'll
Distort
listen back.
your voice. You're not on fucking Crime Watch. Yeah, I saw him walk down the street. I don't know what that was. But yeah, I've just realised the petrol station story is not really that interesting.
No, I don't say it then. Keep it for another time.
I don't think I'd even keep it for another time.
Yeah.
It's pretty crap.
Are we calling it there then for today?
Nothing sort of coming to mind that's worth talking about, really.
As long as you don't drop me in it and ask me to host on my own again.
You did about 10 seconds.
And I panicked and I flustered.
You'd be terrible in a threesome.
Yep.
But that's it, I guess. I'll leave you to close it.
Wow. Thank you if you made it this far.
I need a wee.
Yeah. And, well, yeah, once again, thank you if you got this far. And we'll hopefully see you next time. That's all, folks.
I need to press stop, don't I?
Yeah.
Bye.